Hey, it's Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. It's cold out, so I'm making soup again because my family loves soup. So I'm using my 8-quart Brilliance stock pot. You see it's a little bit blue. And I put a pound of ground beef in here. And I got it all browned, and I'm using my mix and chop. Mix and chop is not pink anymore, it's black if you're looking for it in the catalog. So I've got my ground beef all ready to go. Pop that up here so you can see what else I'm going to put in. So I've got my twist and chop here. You see the blue lights are on, but once I take the lid off, the blue lights are going to go off because this is a safety thing. It won't work without the lid. So I'm throwing my onions and my garlic in here. So even if the lid is sitting there, it's not going to work unless you turn it all the way and then the lights turn blue. All right, let's get this all chopped up. Was that about 3-4 seconds? I forgot to get a spatula out, so let me do that. Got my mini mix and scraper. The reason this works so well is the blade actually goes up and down while it's spinning around. It's amazing what it can do. All right, so I'm gonna put this onions and garlic in here and let them saute a little bit while I get the rest of the stuff together. I'm not going to let them cook too long because it's soup, so they don't need to be really worked in. I'm just going to kind of mix them in here a little just so they kind of get aromatic, which just means that you can smell the garlic and the onions, which means that they have warmed up and they are starting to release their juices. Okay, so the other things I've got going on here is I got a couple bags of frozen vegetables. Pick whatever you like. I personally don't like lima beans, so I bought the ones without lima beans. So I'm going to I like my soup to be heavy on the vegetables. So generally, I put this in, and then if I've got other vegetables in the house, I put them in too. So I had a zucchini, so that's going to go in. All right, so we're gonna drop all these frozen veggies in and let them start warming up. And then I've got a tub of beef broth. I'm gonna put that in. I'm probably gonna need a second tub of beef broth, but I put one in so far. And then I'm gonna use some of our rotisserie seasoning. I know that's technically like a chicken seasoning, but it's such a good flavor. So I'm gonna throw some of that in there. And then I cut my zucchini up to bite-sized pieces, so that's going in. You got whatever you got hanging around the house can go in there. The other thing I have here is I have some of the really good corn from the farm. That's, you know, like a mile away from me. I had it in the freezer, so I'm just gonna put a handful in. I already have corn in there because it was in the veggies, but this corn is so flavorful, it's way better. So I'm gonna put that in. I'll put that back in the freezer. I always keep some corn on hand for the winter. And then, of course, the last thing that's going to go in is some pearled barley, okay? So pearled barley, it starts out very tiny, and then it puffs up into these beautiful, chewy grain, which I adore. So I'm not going to put a lot in because it turns into a humongous amount. So I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup. Let's see if that looks good. Because this recipe this is not really a recipe, who knows if that's gonna be the right amount. I can always add more, but I don't want so much that this winds up being sludge and not soup. So that's pretty much it. I will taste this as it goes along to see if it needs salt. The rotisserie seasoning has salt in it, so it might not need any more salt. We shall see. It definitely needs more broth because there's not enough broth in here, so I'm gonna add another tub of broth. But I hope you enjoyed that. It is soup season at my house. I'm going to be doing a soup, stews, and chilies workshop at my house next month in February. So if that's something that you're interested in and you live nearby, let me know. Happy to invite you. Thanks so much. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit share so that your friends can see it on your timeline too. Thanks so much. Have a great day.